everybody, Pony, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fan fics that are not pony related. Why? Well, fic today, but after all this and that whole entire, oh my gosh, look at how great friends they are moments on the recent chapters, I gotta do something off. I hate rational fics. I mean it. I've been looking this stuff up for the past few months now, and with maybe the exception of the Braves, the Marines, all of them seem to suck so much. Every time I read them, their characters are either insufferable know-it-alls that just makes me want to strangle them and say, "Shut up! Just shut up!" Wanted cowards that just make me go, well, this original story may not have been rational, but at least they weren't a coward. Jerks! Elimination. Every time I see one of these, I just... Oh, and that's the greatest sin of these things. I think probably the worst sin I've ever seen of any of these things is that they're so dull! They're boring and... I found out these boring fics makes me think of Star Trek The Next Generation and what somebody once said when it came to writing under Gene's laws. You know how Gene said, "No conflicts in the future. Oh, nobody grieves over death. Oh, nobody does this or that. We're all perfect little pieces of bastards, and we have no characterization. And this is why Q exists." But I digress. And you know what the writer said? It's impossible to write any engaging stories with Gene's rules. They're just so not engaging. But I told myself I'd read something that would piss me off. So I'm gonna read something that'll piss me off. And I had a choice between a Naruto and a Superman fic. I decided to go, but wait, doesn't Metroplian Man already have a library? Why, yes, it does. But those people took it seriously and were nice to it. When it comes to bad fics like this, I'm not nice. I'm a very, very evil asshole. Besides that, it was already that one Pokemon fic that had a discussion on the type chart! And I already have to deal with one headache-inducing event, and I'm already doing an RP stuff, so if you don't mind, I don't want two headaches-inducing certain events. I mean, seriously, I discussed it on a pipe chart. In a video game. Stupid! That's... So, without any further ado, here's the Metropolitan Man. Here at the Treeberry Memorial Library, and proud to present that. No. What? Voice? You can't just leave! I refuse! I'm not going to read something so stupid! Blah! Fine, I'll read it! The Metropolitan Man by Alexander Wales! Now, are we talking Wales as in the Wales, or Wales as in the country where a princess died? Stories rated M for adult language and themes, including discussing of sexual violence. Oh fuck, it's gonna be the boy! No. We promised Lappy we wouldn't do that to her. We promised her we would not subject her to the boys. You're right. We're not gonna do any boys type of stories. Oh god, I hate that. There are days when I hate Garth Ennis. Miss Luthor had been lousy in the Skylight Club when he first heard of Superman. He's a fellow that flies to the sky, declared one of the patrons, whose name Lex couldn't recall. A good sign that the man was somewhat impossible, said Lex with a mild tone, then stopped. Lex unfolded easily from the customary chair, walked over to join his one hand. Lex wore a suit, one of those more casual ones that only cost what a dock worker made in a month. Sam was completely free of hair, save for his thick, expressive eyebrows. Muscular, well-proportioned, the result delicate tear he gave to his body. The man who had been speaking, the one who had seen a man blue sky, was wearing charcoal gray fasten. Alexander Luthor, he said, holding his hand. I thought I was the man. I hate you, Fick. But everyone calls me Lex. Now tell me about this smile, the flying man, and I'll see what to think of the matter. It's Vladikov, said the man. He seemed shaken. It was difficult to tell where it was from a personal attention to Lex Luthor, or from whatever delusions he was currently suffering. There was this good girl down near first. You could see it coming. But all of a sudden, this guy swoops in for a funny costume. Blue tights, red cape, with a big S on his chest. And he stops these two cars from hitting each other, moving as fast as lightning. See, it's like said one art's brow. Fly. Do you flap his wings like a bird? Or use engines like a plane? Well, I didn't see him come down, Mr. Luthor. But I saw when he left. He just stuck his hands up in the air and lifted off, like he was being pulled by strings. He looked at Lex's face. Only there were no strings, nothing I could see. And when he stopped this car crash from happening, Lex said in a calm, steady voice, Oh, this is... Oh, God, I can feel the dullness popping up from... He did so only with his hands. How would he even know there was going to be a car crash? Point out something. He said right here, you could... Said that! He said you could see it coming! Are you deaf? Come on, Lex! The real you smarter than this! Don't know how it was going to happen, said Dimitri. But he landed right between them and put out his hands, like he wasn't afraid of getting squished. Sure enough, he touched them like he was barely there, slowed them right down, and put a dent in each them. So, not only can this man fly, he's a incredible speed and strength as well, if what you're saying is true. Asked Lex. His smile was so sharp it could have cut glass. Well, yes, Mr. Dimitri. Didn't say nothing afterwards. Just flew away, fast as a racehorse, but straight up into the sky. We had those sorts of cuts and none of them. Thank you. He signaled for the barman to get Dimitri a drink. Went back to sit in his customary chair and think. Heavier than air flight had been given its first practical demonstration in almost 2 decades. The machine was physically impossible. It's highly probable that Dmitry Vodikov had hallucinated. Lex also entertained the notion that the trick of flight had been Dmitry merely been fooled, but he couldn't see what the point of that would be. Lex frowned and returned to other thoughts. He knew about Nikola Tesla was sitting on Lex Course 9. His thoughts returned to the improbable story of a man who could fly. With a twist of his fingers, he signaled for Mercy's grave, his indispensable secretary, and the only woman allowed in the Starflight Club before the sun went down. A pencil and a paper, said Lex. Mercy nodded, and from a large purse he kept at her side produced for him, nearly before she had asked for him. He won Mercy 3 years before, and often wondered how he managed without her. I can't begin to tell you how wrong he's saying you won a woman's service in a game sounds like. A higher number of variables probably, but he always liked numbers. He had an upper and lower bound estimate on the amount of force that would be required to stop 2 cars from hitting each other, another estimate for what it would take to raise a man in the air, as fast as a racehorse. He frowned at the answers. Mercy, Doctor. There was generally a car accident near First Avenue and 30th. Be a dear and see if you can't find some eyewitnesses to speak with. He was foolish, but if money and power didn't allow you to chase down things that piqued your curiosity, Lex didn't know what they were good for. 3 hours, Lex stood at the intersection himself, looking around. Mercy had gone to collaboration from 8 witnesses, which only raised further questions. Talking to more people would be useless, especially since their stories had begun to contradict one another very quickly. Like an elaborate ruse, or at least it was a ruse that would have been constructed by someone sufficiently intelligent. Eyewitness accounts were notoriously unreliable, but most people didn't know this, so someone running a competent scheme of some sort would have had to The veterans agree on the story. Let's look down the flubber where the cards is skidded, then up in the sky. It might have been possible to deal with ropes and wires, though nearly impossible to hide. There was a type of electric rope known as a bungee. If you could time it perfectly, you might appear right between the two cars, touching the ground just as you reach. From there, you use a harness and carburetors to clip onto something while everyone was distracted with an elaborate costume. It would make the flying as simple as unclipping again. Skywards. Delicate work, incredibly dangerous. But let's just see enough Charlie Chaplin films to know that sometimes people did delicate work. It's dangerous things simply for the benefit of the audience and a small amount of money. Then let the question of hiding the ropes themselves was to be no easy task. Even if the ropes were several people to complete, be a further complex of a magic trick. And let's hated magic tricks. Trixie hates it already. Fist bump. Let's just say he figured out how they were done. After 10 minutes looking around, like Griz's teeth, Mercy standing behind him, completely coughed. You're right, Mike said. Not enough time wasted on this start. Smile. Put up the proper feelers. If someone tries this stunt again, I want to know it. You came out of nowhere! Sang Little Tony. Ice gave the man a sympathetic nod. Tell me about him. So, said Little Tony. And then he came out of nowhere and let the sword spinning behind him. Little Tony was a giant of a man, ironically named by his fellow thugs, considered the height of wit. 5 years ago. Oh, he hired goons from time to time for various bits of dirty work, and still maintained contacts in the criminal world, as well as receiving cash into a slush fund from enterprises he said it wasn't long ago. Whorehouses, fighting rings, smuggling operations, things of that nature. But the fund was never in case there was an emergency. But for the most part, the crimes that Lex Luthor were white-collar crimes. The kind that would take a forensic accountant or a highly trained lawyer to unravel. Even those he did. Lex didn't see the need to run underground gambling dens. We could get a special piece of legislation passed that would allow for an exclusive permit for a casino on the outskirts of Metropolis. Work for you. Little Tony worked for crime bosses Metropolis and former mentor to Lex Luthor. Yes, people, because I could see how this is so much better than Lex's canon backstory. Delicately, around the time Lex was picking his first doctorate, always kept it touch. He easily did. Lex was talking to Little Tony as a bulb as a result of these favors. So he's legal. The large man is currently on bail. Leroy spun around and then shot at him, Lex said Little Tony. But the guy moved as fast as lightning, and his head had around the barrel of the shotgun before he even went off. Asked Lex. Little Tony scratched his head. Was there a loud? Please! For the love of God! You're not taking the simile seriously! Please! I beg you! Don't tell me you're taking the simile seriously! I've had so much of that it's fucking annoying! I say a character is like a butterfly on a breeze, and so it's like, yeah, I can so totally see that. It's a simile! People do comparisons. They're not as something, they are like something. It's like saying, oh, yeah, I can see totally how Wolverine is Logan is a Wolverine, because Wolverines are commonly known for their claws and their metal claws and their... It's a metaphor! He is as fierce as a Wolverine! God damn you people are idiots! Was there a thunderclap? Little Tony scratched his head. Was there a loud sound that accompanied his movements? Lex asked. He was out of practice at dealing with people like Little Tony. That once been his whole life. Nah, said Little Tony. Just a little breeze, you know? Not nearly as fast as lightning. Using. You're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Why would you even... This is another thing you'll note with these wrestle effects. They're so literal-minded. Excellent. Siggy said, it's a splendid test with the foot to load. Lex frowned. I've been telling the truth, said Little Tony. A buck shot bounced off of him and left him with nothing. Did it tear the costume? Asked Lex. The suit, asked Little Tony. Lex nodded. Yeah, the total wrapped up. But good. How did you know? Lex said no. Just been asking. But he wouldn't tell Little Tony that. Continue on. Well, this guy takes little sucker the right out of his hands, passes the two to the to the floor. The guy just gets a shot on the chest and acts like he didn't even notice. He looks at me and says that we're under arrest, and I tell him he ain't no cop. He says something about the citizen's arrest, and he goes on and on about how he's got to arrest him. That's smart. Because before I know it, I'm around the back of his head and let out a sigh. He can't move. I Lex when he fought back. Sure, said Little Tom. None. It was like I was a little kid to him. Under the center, I was flipped around and lay down on the ground. Sounded like he was worried about hurting me. Then we waited for the police to come. Since Leroy and I didn't want to try our luck again. This guy gives the police a suit. Didn't tell nothing about the robbery. Even though he had all sorts of questions for him. It flew off. Lex frowned. One final question. How did he know about the robbery? Do you know how rare all these consider? The idea that he would just be in your neighborhood and spot you go to the jewelry store as well. And could seem unlikely enough. Just because something is unlikely doesn't make it impossible! If I were to win the lottery tomorrow, as likely that is, you're going to say, that's impossible? You're going to say, but significantly unlikely for you to win the lottery is. It happens! These things happen! Do not happen! A library? Other than me, who just likes to torture myself. What is this Comatose page? This is Red Ball Moron! These things happen! People could see it! People could touch it! It happened! They're coming in. Let's sit up on the table. Thank you for your time. A lawyer will be touched. Lord Calhoun was waiting outside the room. Well, it was my figure, AK. He said with a smile. Willie was in his late 50s now, grown fat and soft. He was no longer the terrifying muscular man that had trained Lex to cheat, fight, and steal. Willie, said Lex. They spoke as equals now. Was both considered a mark of respect for the other. What are we dealing with here? Willie asked. Some guy shows up and touches so scares my boss. Leave him alone for the time she planned. I got mouths to feed, said Willie. Can't just slam on the brakes. He's bigger and faster than anything the world has seen before, said Lex. He can fly, and unless you've been unusually sloppy, he has some way to learn about crimes as they're happening. Stop everything until you know more. I tracked 5 separate incidents today. You get more. You with us on this one? Asked Willie. We need your brains. No, this is big. Bigger than the city. Maybe the biggest thing that'll ever happen in the history of the human race. I may call in a few favors trying to get a handle on it. But rest assured, even if I'm not with you, we're working towards the same goal for the time being. If you came out next week. It makes no sense. You're right, why am I reading this when I could be reading a Critical Role fic? You know, people, I would love to see D&D. Oh no! Or the movie. I mean, but some of the D&D session. Why not? Asked Mercy from her desk. Let's point directly at the defeating line. Superman told me he was an alien from the planet Krypton. Last of his kind. Red Lex. He's an alien. Or so he claims. Yet he looks just like a human. So let's listen to the paper somewhere. So the alien planet was a picture. With Superman standing right next to Lois Lane. The headline read, Exclusive interview with the Man of Steel. I will agree that I will admit a difference is implied by Darwin's theory of evolution, but not to such an extent. These features, a strong jaw, a brown hair, blue eyes. Oh God, you couldn't even get his hair color right! Every scene of this fic is finding ways to piss me off! In ridiculous Australia, they are more than a pass in North America, despite being separated by millions of years. But this beggars belief. Why does he even need legs to fly? Why does he even need legs if he can? Why does he even need to have legs? Why does he? I'm going to point out two reasons why this is stupid. Number one, why does he not ask out of the birds? Hmm? I mean, surely if we were to take that into consideration, then penguins don't need wings. They can't fly. Birds don't need legs. They can fly. Flies don't need legs because they can fly. This is called jumping to the worst type of conclusions. And yeah, I'm using a slippery slope theory because I'm actually asking you fake questions. And don't that scare you? The problem is I actually think outside the box. Rational fake, rational fake writers like this guy have no weaponry against people like me who think outside the box. But let's continue, shall we? Second of all, anybody who read Superman ever, who has ever enjoyed a Superman comic, knows the problem with that sentence. Superman was not born with the ability to fly. He was born with an extra sac in his body that collects solar radiation. This solar energy, coming from the sun, gives him the ability to fly, not inherent in his body. The super yellow sun affected his powers. Not to mention, Earth's gravity gave him the ability to fly. Because the sun's gravity was stronger than us. They even explained this in the first book. It's even said so in the first story. How's the science of superman powers? Krypton's gravity is stronger than Earth's, so thus, its flying can jump really far, much like how this gravity gives it a denser skin. It's not rocket science, people. It's the comics. It's right there. It's possible. You, and it's so easy. Glad to be able to figure it out too. Nope, not at all. Life's apparently so spy off him that he thinks that this is somehow smart. And furthermore, wouldn't he just be stretching it just a little to say it's impossible for all those millions of variations, those millions upon millions of corrections, that there aren't other places that can involve it? I know it's very, very far, but it can happen. It's a possibility. It's a scientific. This just means that Superman grew up on an Earth like so he could evolve those features. But nope. Apparently, rational thinkers, i.e., bullshit artists, say, "Oh well, it's impossible because the blah 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 because it's so far removed. I mean, the chances of it happening are slim." But that doesn't mean it's not possible. Sorry, I'm a rational writer. No, you're not. You're an idiot. I asked Mercy. Boredom was superior to her voice. So am I. She was possessed of a disaster character, one that likes to worry about what Mr. wanted to conversation. She was there for him to bounce his thoughts off. She knew it. This was what made the whole arrangement work. Once she came under his employ, like I said, monotone was so good as speaking aloud to someone. It helped that Mercy was one of the few people that Lex Contreras trusted. I don't know, Lex answered. I need more data. Things that he says that are inconsistent with the reality as I knew it. Yet if you asked me a year ago whether I would see a man like Superman who could bend steel with his bare hands and fly through the air, I would have been tempted to fire you for expressing such sheer stupidity. Obviously something that I thought was true about the universe is not. He dangled down a paper. In here, practically shouted, pointing at an offending sentence. Here he claims that he can hear a gunshot from across the city. It's ludicrous. Sound doesn't travel that far. Really? Really? Is that why I could, maybe hear police sirens from a distance? I mean, how far are we talking about? What's the distance? You're not really helping your case here, Lex. A gunshot would fade in the background noise. I don't know. Several times when I'm talking to somebody and I'm hearing loud noises like a gunshot, I could hear it. It's not only claiming you can hear things from 2,000 miles away. The sequence of sounds are happening all over Sound City at any given moment. I can! Yet how else do we explain that he's been observed? Yeah, he does dart around the city just below the speed of sound, flying in the air at those incredible velocities, going right where he thinks he's needed. Sometimes he can hear those things he shouldn't be able to. Says here can see through walls and watch their criminal activities from miles away. It's literally incredible. Not worthy of credit. And based on observing him, it seems to be telling the truth, at least about his abilities, if not his origin. How do you feel about him? Asked Lex. Feel, sir? Mercy, staring slightly at her seat. Lex had never seen Mercy look uncomfortable. He's telling the truth. You can hear everything. Why? I mean, he could, but why would he? He could, when you change your clothes or take a bath, he could look in on you. Why really giving a reason for him to do it? You're not even pointing out why he could. You're just saying. She tied her tight back in a neat bun. Her skirts had plentiful pleats that fell below the knee. He's doing good. Without hesitation. There's another reason he was valuable to him. I imagine he's too much of a hero to watch me. He's a hero. For now. Lex, these are reasons why people hate you. Without a pad of paper, but taking revisions his estimates, especially the lower bounds for strength and speed. Never decided he wasn't a hero anymore. He could demolish the city in space of 3 hours. Down to the last man, woman, and child. Ugh! This again! If we're just talking to Central Business District, he could do it in 3 minutes. He can hear everything we say. He can watch us. He can read the files that are sitting in my drawers. For anything else, I think it's time to clean house. Another one of those beware of Superman stupidity. And the next chapter is longer! And, oh god, there's a part where they talk about I'm done with this story. Do you see people see why I hate these type of stories? They're dull. They're boring. They read like somebody having to listen to you tell you every single nitpick they have of a scene in a fantasy, and you just want to go with up. We don't care. The audience who read Futurama. Remember Farnsworth's son Hubert? He has a original point for Futurama. He has to point out all the logic seeds and all the inconsistencies and all that, and to be a parody of those type of idiots. They found it funnier to make fun of him and make him just a real. But that's what I think of when I read these rational fics. They're all a bunch of Hubert wannabes that just try to be so smart and intelligent when they're not. I look at this Superman fic, for instance, and all I can think of is, God, you're stupid. Oh, well, this person was a far-bred life. Let me guess. Because of that, he has low sentimental values. Well, guess what? I got pretty good values myself. I'm a pretty nice guy. And guess what? I was raised in a rural town. My city is. Well, guess what? I know myself in the big city. The South, rat. Fuck this fic and fuck all rational fics like it. One down, thousands more to go. See you next time.